Yulia here. So in today's video, we'll be planting some trees in front of our house. So let me go outside and I'll show you exactly where they're going and why I am planting them there. Okay, so this is the view from the front of our house. And as you can see, we're really exposed to this major road, which, by the way, has always been super quiet. We've lived in this house for over 20 years. And when we moved in, there were few cars that would pass by. But as of about 5 years ago, it's became very busy. And this is the view at the house from the sidewalk. As you can see, it is a very formal home. It's a center hall, Dutch colonial, so it's asking for formality. So I'm going to do very symmetrical design here. And as you can see, we have a lot of lawn in the front yard. The backyard lawn kind of shrunk a lot, but still here we have a lot to work with. Those gold mops we're going to remove. I'm going to take cuttings of them as a memento. I do feel very sentimental about them because my parents planted them when they were visiting. And those trees actually provide a lot of privacy for us right now because without them, we feel completely exposed. So the trees are actually part of a bigger project, and I'm going to show you really rough sketches about what I mean. What I'm going to do is create a very casual sketch, literally sitting here on the stairs. I use a program on my iPad. It's called Procreate. It's a program used for artists, but I like it because it is very flexible. And I can sketch very quick ideas for my clients or for myself to kind of understand exactly what I'm trying to accomplish in the space. And what I did, I just had this photo from Google of the front of our home. Just going to put it in here. And the first thing is I need a hedge from the road, from the cars that constantly pass by. Not as much from people because we love passersby. We make friends all the time, but the car is definitely an issue. So I'm looking for a very formal hedge, privacy hedge, like a different color here. I'm still deciding on the species as to what it will be, but I would like it to be anywhere from 6 to 8 feet tall. So not too tall and not too short. On both sides, we're going for a very symmetrical design, as I mentioned. Now, this right here, this sidewalk, this will be repaired. We had a very large oak tree that died last year from bacterial leaf scorch. It was lifting the sidewalk for a while, so that has to be repaired. Also, the gold mops, as I mentioned, will be gone as well, so the house will be opened up. But we will take those down only when the hedge is sufficiently large for privacy, because right now, if we take them down, I feel like I will be in the fishbowl. We are so exposed to the road and to the neighbors. Now, another thing that we have going on, and that's the reason why we're planting the trees, is our neighbors have kind of imposing homes, and we love our neighbors, they're lovely people, but the home that was there before was quite small and had a lot of beautiful plantings around it. But what happened, a contractor came in, subdivided the property, and built 2 very large modular homes that are imposing. And we would like to soften that and screen that a little bit. That's where the trees come in. And the trees that I selected are Cherokee Brave dogwoods, which are beautiful. So the crowns will be about this size, and they have beautiful pink flowers. They're blooming all over the neighborhood right now and absolutely gorgeous. They grow to about 20 feet tall, and I will have 4 of them here. As you can see, this is a very rough sketch. Again, you don't have to be an artist to kind of deliver the idea and to kind of understand idea for yourself. So let's just add some branches. Again, you don't have to, you just to show the volume of the privacy. So There will be layering from the trees to the hedge, but I also would love to have something in front of that formal hedge, something like this, a native shrub, which again, I'm not sure as for the species. It could be maybe Virginia sweetspire, and that will be a step down from the hedge. So again, we have that beautiful layering of like the shorter species, the hedge and the trees, and maybe in the front, we can go with some sort of ground cover. So this little patch of lawn doesn't have to be mowed. Another thing I would love to have one day, and I don't know if that will happen, I have to talk to Michael about that, but I would love to have some sort of a columns or pillars on the side of the sidewalk with pretty lights on them. I think that would be really, really nice to add to this, this design. But what this accomplishes is privacy from the road. I'm incorporating native plants with dogwoods and those shrubs. The hedge may not be native. I've yet to find a proper plant for this. But also I'm minimizing the extensive lawn that we have in the front yard. I'm not against lawns. Lawns absolutely have their place in the garden, but we just have too much of it in the front yard. Anyway, this is the general idea. Again, I'm still finalizing as to what the other shrubs and plants will be, but the trees are here, and I am about to plant them. Wanted to mention something important. Make sure that you contact the utilities so they can identify where the gas and water lines are. So the trees are laid out, and it's actually pretty perfect. They have plenty of clearance from the sidewalk, so I can plant a hedge and also another row of shrubs. So these trees grow to about 20-25 feet tall and 20-25 feet wide. So I space them out that they will kind of slightly touch when they are mature, which will be so beautiful. The growth rate on these Cherokee Brave dogwoods is medium growth rate, about 1 foot to 2 feet per year, which is really, really good. And they have these beautiful flowers, which are really bracts. So what you see, those the pink petals you see, those are bracts. The flowers are actually those tiny things in the middle. They have amazing fall color as well and really nice bark. They will provide bird habitat in the front yard. I cannot be more happy with this choice, and I just can't wait to see them mature, but right now I have to plant them. Going to do this part as a voiceover because the rush hour just started really heavy. Could barely hear my voice in the mic. But basically what I do is I remove the sod around where the planting hole will be, and I make the planting hole about twice as wide as the root ball, but you don't have to make it any deeper than the root ball's height. So as you can see, I'm just removing the sod and I'm going to put it in the compost so it will biodegrade. And then I start digging. Our soil is incredibly rocky where it hasn't been worked. So I use a root slayer, which is an amazing tool. I will put a link to that in the description down below. I do get some comments as to why don't we get an auger. The auger will be absolutely useless in areas like this, but the root slayer works really, really well. The hole is dug, and you can see all the rocks that I pulled out of there. I mean, there are larger rocks, there's smaller rocks, but what happens is the auger hits one of these and it's just can't keep on going. So The root slayer is an amazing tool. It goes through rocks, it goes through roots. I do use pickaxe sometimes, but the root slayer has been my kind of go-to. So the hole is ready, and see a little more rocks that I will remove here. Now, after I remove the tree from the container, and these instructions apply for trees in containers, because if your tree's B&B or bare root, the instructions are a little bit different. But containerized trees have been living in a container pretty much most of their lives. So the problem is that the roots actually keep circling the container. And if you don't break them up like this, or sometimes you call it teasing the roots, kind of like ripping them apart, it looks really painful, but you're actually helping the tree. But if you don't break them up and loosen them up, they will continue growing in that circular pattern that may girdle the tree. So make sure that you go around the tree and just loosen the roots. Again, it looks kind of scary, but you can see how now they look a little bit more free. So once you place it in the hole, they can start growing out instead of around and around. Now, another thing to look out for, and it doesn't happen with trees in containers as much as the ones that are bolled and burlapped, is finding a root flare. So you can see a root flare on this tree is quite visible, but if you can't find it, just keep digging for it. And the next thing I do is make sure that the top of the root ball is level with existing ground. So I had to add a little bit of native soil here. And what I usually do is use my shovel to kind of gauge whether it is leveled with the ground. It works quite well here. Next thing I do is just add our native soil and I fill in the hole. I do not amend trees at planting. I amend them after establishment. So all I do is just add that original soil that I took out of the hole and make sure that it's padded in nicely. I don't have any air pockets in there. And the next step is to mulch the tree. In this case, I'm using a cedar mulch. Sometimes I use hardwood mulch. The important thing is to avoid piling up mulch near the stem of the tree. No mulch volcanoes, please. So I spread mulch at around 2 inches. It really keeps the weeds out, prevents moisture from evaporating, and also when you mow the lawn, it keeps any trimmers or lawnmowers from the trunk of the tree. And this is it. The trees have been planted. They look so good. Normally I would water them, but we actually have a rainstorm coming tonight, so I will leave them so they can get their moisture that way. Now I will protect them from deer. I'm using these repel pouches that have been working really well for me this spring. They are pricey, but they work so well and have been protecting a lot of my plants. But I am so happy with these baby trees. I cannot wait for them to mature and fill in and provide us with beautiful privacy and lots of habitat for our local birds and pollinators. I mean, how pretty. So happy with this. This is it for today. I'm really happy how these trees turned out. I cannot wait for them to mature and provide privacy for us, and also for the hedge selection, which of course I don't know at the moment, but we'll figure it out down the road. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.